Good morning, Bachman Middle School. Today is Monday, January 10th. It is a B day. It is a band day 6, and I am Mr. Strand with today's Tiger Talk. We're going to start things off the same way we do every week, so please rise as you are able, place your hand over your heart, and respect the flag as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, you can go ahead and sit down now. Next up, it's time for our word of the week. This week's word is encourage. Encourage means to give someone support, confidence, or hope. And that's a good segue into our January Kindness Challenge. Today's Kindness Challenge is to thank a teacher. Now, I encourage you to thank a teacher, and when you thank a teacher, it'll encourage them that they're doing well in their job. I thought it would be a good idea to show some examples of students thanking teachers. Since this week's word of the week was chosen by 6th grader Kwapnan M., Kwapnan and his teacher, Ms. Iverson, are going to start things off. And then there'll be a few more examples. Here you go. And I want to say a big thank you to everyone who helped me out with that segment. Next up, today is also Mindful Monday. So here is 8th grade counselor Ms. McGuire with this week's Mindful Monday message.
Hey Bachman, it's Mrs. McGuire, and I'm here with another Mindful Monday. Today I'm going to talk to you about being mindful with social media. Over the last decade, social media has transformed our relationships and the ways we interact with others. In many ways, this is a really great thing. We have the ability to seek information. We can use social media to keep in touch with people all around the world in ways that we haven't been able to do in the past. Social media is intended to create and maintain connections, but it can also have an impact on our mental health. And in fact, recent research has found that people who use social media heavily often experience higher levels of depression, social isolation, low self-esteem, anxiety, stress, and even insomnia. This is the most common when we use social media as a substitute for real-life interactions or when we compare ourselves to what we see online. It's not realistic to think that we're just not going to use social media, but there are ways to use it positively while minimizing the negative impact on our health. And one way to do this is through practicing mindfulness on our social media. So here are some tips that you can use. Consider your intentions. So before you open an app, consider your intentions. Oftentimes we scroll through social media as a reflex, so ask yourself what you're hoping to gain from the experience. If you're not sure, maybe you should stay off the app for the time being. It is difficult to achieve satisfaction through social media if you're not sure what you're looking for. Be present. And when you scroll through your feed, practice being present in the moment. Notice the feeling of the phone in your hand, the screen on your fingers. Check in with your emotions and your body. If you take it slow, you might notice that certain posts create more negative feelings than others. You should also be present in your real life social interactions. Make sure to set aside no phone time when you're with family or friends. We often miss out on valuable face-to-face relationships when you're focused on your phones. Remember that what you see is not always reality. Have you ever been scrolling through your feed and started comparing yourself to what you see? It's important to remember that someone's profile is simply their highlight reel. It's not realistic, and it's not a reflection of their true life. Don't compare your full story to their highlights. Making unrealistic comparisons leads to low self-esteem. Keep in mind that nobody's life is perfect despite what their posts have you believe. Be authentic. Be yourself. Post what you want, not what you think is going to earn you the most likes. You will feel more fulfilled by posting what interests and inspires you. Don't just scroll, make sure you interact. When we mindlessly scroll through our feeds, we lose sight of how it's really impacting our emotions. Taking the time to interact with a post will give you a moment to notice your experience. Studies also suggest that people gain more satisfaction and happiness out of social media when they use it as a tool for interaction. So you should like, comment, send messages. Don't just lurk. Scrolling through your feed can lead to feelings of disconnection and loneliness. And finally, avoid negativity. If you notice that particular people or topics create negative emotions for you, consider unfollowing them. There's no shame in distancing yourself from something that isn't healthy for you. Instead, focus on following things that match up with your interests and passions. It may also be helpful to take breaks from social media every so often for a few days or even a few weeks. Remember, social media is supposed to be a positive experience, so if it doesn't feel positive for you, step away and focus on what makes you happy. You might find you feel more connected to the world around you.
A huge thank you to Ms. McGuire. Finally, Solidarity Week, sponsored by Tiger Pride Club, is continuing. Today is Pajama Day, as you might know, and tomorrow will be Rainbow Day. So wear a shirt with a rainbow on it or rainbow colors tomorrow if you'd like to. Either way, we'll be back with more Tiger Talk. See you then.